Imagine a king so lost in his dreams that he built a world no one else could touch, a world of glittering castles and endless fantasy, where reality was forbidden to enter. Ludwig II of Bavaria, the Mad King, didn't just rule a kingdom, he crafted an illusion so powerful it consumed him. But what drives a man to choose fairy tales over truth? What happens when self-deception becomes a prison? This is the story of Ludwig II, a king who fooled himself into believing he could escape the world and paid the ultimate price. Stay with me as we unravel the psychological trap that ensnared him, a trap that whispers to us all. Ludwig wasn't born to be ordinary. Crowned at 18 in 1864, he inherited a Bavaria teetering between tradition and modernity. But from the start, he recoiled from the gritty realities of politics and power. Instead, he turned to the operas of Richard Wagner, whose mythic tales of gods and heroes set his soul ablaze. Ludwig didn't just admire these stories, he wanted to live them. He began pouring his kingdom's wealth into building castles that looked ripped from a storybook. Neuschwanstein, with its soaring towers and muraled halls. Linderhof, a gilded cocoon of mirrors and fountains. These weren't just buildings. They were Ludwig's attempt to rewrite reality itself. Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance, the mental strain of holding two conflicting truths. Ludwig knew his kingdom needed a practical ruler, but he believed he could be a mythic king instead. The more he built, the deeper he buried that contradiction. But self-deception is a hungry beast. Ludwig's castles drained Bavaria's coffers, sparking whispers of madness among his advisors. He didn't care. He retreated further, dining alone at tables set for imaginary guests, riding through the Alps at midnight under starlight, chasing a world where he was the hero of his own opera. This wasn't just eccentricity. It was a psychological spiral. Ludwig was falling prey to what's known as the confirmation bias, seeking only the evidence that supported his fantasy. He surrounded himself with servants who played along, artists who fed his vision, and a court that dared not challenge him. Yet, the human mind can't sustain a lie forever. Deep down, Ludwig must have felt the cracks forming, creditors pounding at the gates, his government plotting against him. But to admit the truth would mean shattering the only world where he felt whole. By 1886, Ludwig's illusion was crumbling. His advisors, desperate to save Bavaria from bankruptcy, declared him insane. Was he truly mad, or was he just too far gone in his own story to turn back? On the 12th of June, 1886, he was deposed, stripped of his crown, and confined to a lakeside castle. Days later, he was found dead in Lake Starnberg, his body floating beside his doctor's. Suicide? Murder? The truth is still shrouded in mystery. What we do know is that Ludwig's death was the final act of a man who couldn't reconcile his dreams with reality. His story forces us to confront a chilling question. How often do we too build castles in our minds to avoid the truths we fear? Psychologists warn that self-deception starts small, a white lie to ourselves, a justification for avoiding pain. But left unchecked, it can grow into a labyrinth we can't escape. Ludwig II's legacy isn't just in the castles that draw millions today. It's in the warning his life carries. His story reminds us that the human mind is both a creator and a deceiver, capable of crafting beauty and destruction in equal measure. So, the next time you catch yourself clinging to a comforting illusion about who you are, what you've done, or what you could be, remember the king who fooled himself. Ludwig built a world where he was untouchable, but in the end, the only one he truly deceived was himself. If this story hit you, leave a comment about a time you faced a hard truth or didn't. Subscribe for more dives into the minds that shaped history. Until next time, ask yourself, what's the castle you're building?